Like, share, subscribe. Big up yourself.
.3D printed dishes. Straight from the printer and onto the plate, you will be able to fully customize food shapes, textures, tastes, and forms. You can order online your favorite chocolate bar or snack and 3D print it with a machine at home. The food you're craving will just be a print away.
Listen to the sound, I'm CLP, holding the vibe. Tap in at LGETV, where we got beats, podcasts, the whole thing. We got the whole thing rocking on. But if you just want to feel a podcast, tap on the at Conscious356, where we have the sit down podcast. Sit down, hold the vibe. But if you want this all beats vibration, tap on the at CLP Got Beats. What up, everybody? How was all doing? Hope all is well. And if not, hope you get back on track sooner or later so you can act your thing. What up, everybody? You know, last week, talking about futuristic, future is now, robots, wireless this, driverless cars. Now this week, I'm thinking about the future of foods. You know, our health is so important to us. But then, we look at where they're going with the food industry. The FDA approving unbelievable things. Makes you wonder. You know, a lot of put together stuff. Science is really sciencing. Yo, they're 3D printing meats nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And it's so vital to our health. Remember, our health is in our hands because only you know how you feel on a daily, every day, living, surviving. And if they're tinkling with the food, you won't know, because even those labels are not real. Whatever they write on the label, you gotta look at it and then do some other research. For example, carbs, sugars, and added sugars. Does it make any sense? Now, all carbs breaks down into sugar in the body, right? But in products nowadays, you see there's sugars, but then there's added sugars, which is extra sugars. With all that sugar in the ingredients, no wonder the medical industry is seeing so much issues pertaining to the body, sugar, digestion, and all the different ailments that come along with that. No wonder all the chemical makeup. So it's like the food industry, health industry, it's like they're going hand in hand. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to fall victim to these situations. And we all in existence, you know what I'm saying, at risk, at everything. We got to pay attention to what we eat. We got to pay attention to how we're living, the lifestyle, you know. So I'm going to get into some video clips and see, you know what I mean, what we're talking about. 3D printing meat, y'all?
Agriculture. This innovative technology holds the key to a future where we can enjoy our favorite meats, dairy, and other animal products without the need for traditional farming practices.
Listen to this.
Imagine a world where you can relish a juicy steak or a creamy slice of cheese, all produced without a single animal in sight. Sounds like science fiction, right? But with cellular agriculture, this could soon be our reality. Cellular agriculture is a pioneering technology that allows us to produce animal products directly from cell cultures. This means we can create the foods we love without the need for raising and slaughtering animals. Instead, we start with a small sample of animal cells, nourish them in a controlled environment, and allow them to grow and multiply. The end result? real edible animal products that are biologically identical to those produced through traditional farming. The potential benefits of cellular agriculture are immense. For starters, it could significantly reduce the environmental footprint of our food system. Traditional livestock farming is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water pollution. Cellular agriculture, on the other hand, could drastically cut these impacts, helping us to combat climate change and protect our planet. Furthermore, cellular agriculture could also address some of the ethical concerns associated with animal farming. By producing animal products without the need for animals, we could eliminate the issues of animal welfare that are often associated with intensive farming practices. And let's not forget the potential impact on food security. As our global population continues to grow, so does our demand for animal products. With cellular agriculture, we could meet this growing demand without the need for more land, more water, or more animals. Cellular agriculture is still relatively new, and there are challenges to overcome, such as reducing production costs and scaling up the technology. Yet the potential it holds is truly exciting. From an environmental, ethical, and food security perspective, cellular agriculture could be a game changer. Cellular agriculture has the potential to revolutionize the way we produce and consume animal products. This technology is not just about creating new kinds of food, but about creating a more sustainable, ethical, and resilient food system for all. Next up, we have plant-based meat products. Now, when you hear the term meat, your mind most likely wanders to the realm of animals. But in the innovative world of food technology, meat can be sourced right from plants. Yes, you heard it right, plants. Plant-based meat products are a fascinating fusion of science and nature. They are crafted from a variety of plant-based ingredients such as soy, peas, and wheat, to name a few. Through intricate processes, these ingredients are transformed into products that mimic the taste, texture, and even the sizzle of traditional animal-based meat. But here's the kicker. These plant-based meats are not just for vegetarians or vegans. They're for anyone and everyone who wants to enjoy the savory satisfaction of meat without the associated environmental and ethical concerns. This technology is truly revolutionizing the food industry, and it's not just a passing fad. The popularity of plant-based meat products is skyrocketing. They're popping up in supermarkets, fast food chains, and fine dining restaurants alike, showing us that they are here to stay. The impact of this technology goes beyond our taste buds. It's a major game changer in terms of sustainability too. Producing plant-based meat requires significantly less land, water, and energy compared to traditional meat production, making it a far more environmentally friendly choice. In essence, these plant-based meat products are pushing the boundaries of what we know as meat. They're not just providing us with new culinary experiences, but also paving the way for a more sustainable and ethical food system. So, next time you're at the grocery store, why not give that plant-based burger a try? You might just be surprised at how meaty plants can be. And remember, plant-based meat products are not just for vegetarians or vegans anymore. They are at the forefront of food technology.
What up, everybody? I'm CLP, holding the vibe. Like, share, subscribe. Drop a comment if you're vibing.
Dairy farming could be a thing of the past, and the world's largest food company is under pressure from smaller eco-savvy rivals.
It's an opportunity that we don't want to miss.
We'll be exploring all three topics in this episode of The Future of Food.
The demand for meat globally continues to grow, despite the fact that more and more plant-based alternatives have been released in the last few years.
You may have heard about the dozens of companies testing lab-grown chicken and beef, hoping to break into the alternative meat market, which Barclays estimates could be worth $140 billion by 2029. But a Singapore-based startup is wading into crustaceans, catering for more diverse diets. Shiok Meat says it's the first company to grow shrimp and lobster in the lab.
Most of the companies that have started in the last 3 to 4 years have concentrated on red and white meat because that is what is consumed much more in the West.
The company extracts cell samples, feeds them with nutrients, and then nurtures the stem cells into meat over 4 to 6 weeks.
So all of the magic basically happens here.
The proof of the so-called clean meat is in the taste. One of our reporters tried it out themselves.
It just tastes like a regular dumpling.
But it doesn't come cheap.
And this dumpling by itself costs about $200 to $300 to make.
2.2 pounds of shrimp meat currently costs $5,000.
90% of our cost from that is actually this nutrient solution that you see everywhere.
The company hopes that cost will be lowered by 100 times this year. It's
Here is an incredible development from the Japanese company Toyota. It's one of the first humanoid robots that excels at cooking. The culinary talents of the Motoman SDA-10 robot are demonstrated using 2 mechanical arms, each equipped with 7 joints attached to a torso that stands at a height of 135 centimeters and weighs a total of 220 kilograms. Thus, despite lacking legs, the robot works adeptly with its arms, mixing ingredients for pancakes in a bowl and carefully placing the prepared dough onto a hot griddle. Afterwards, it smoothens the dough with a spatula, giving the pancakes a perfectly round shape. Equally skillful, the robot flips these pancakes on the griddle, frying them on both sides. Then, the Motoman SDA-10 places the okonomiyaki on a plate and asks the customer about their preferred sauces and seasonings. Unfortunately, it's not really known how edible the pancakes prepared by the robot turn out to be.
Future Food, the menu of 2030. The world's population has been increasing faster than food production, even with modern agricultural technology. There will be 9 billion people to feed by 2050. Researchers have been looking at new food sources, tweaking existing ones, and even creating entirely new foods. We examine what could be on our dinner table 20 to 30 years from now. Critters. A 2013 UN Food and Agricultural Organization report reminds us that there are 1,900 edible insect species out there, that some 2 billion earthlings already regularly consume: beetles, butterflies, moths, bees, and locusts. Insects are abundantly available and rich in low-fat protein, fiber, and minerals. Lab meat. Scientists came up with synthetic meat grown in the lab. As early as 2013, scientists have already cultured ground beef from cow stem cells. Although that lab patty cost $330,000 to make and tasted quite bland, experts predict it will only take a decade or 2 for an affordable product that looks, cooks, smells, and tastes like ground beef. Algae. While it is already used as a biofuel, algae is seen as a solution for the problem of food shortages, as it can feed humans and animals alike. Algae is the fastest growing plant on Earth and has long been cultivated in Asia. Food experts predict algae farming could become the world's biggest crop industry, as it can be grown in both the oceans and in fresh water. It is a good source of vitamins and minerals. Farmed fish. 3.5 billion humans today depend on the oceans for their primary food source. That figure will double in 20 years. Fortunately, humans are aware of this and have implemented sustainable commercial fishing practices and turned to cultivating fish. Aquaculture is going big, with 35 countries producing more farmed fish than fish caught in the wild. A milestone was reached in 2011, when for the first time, more fish were farmed than beef, a trend that has continued. GMO chow. Genetically modified food is nothing new. We first re-engineered the DNA of plants in the 80s to make them disease-resistant. By the 90s, GM foods were commercially available. Several food items we consume, fruits, crops, livestock, even fish, have undergone some sort of genetic modification. These are generally safe and went through strict standards. 3D printed dishes. Straight from the printer and onto the plate, you will be able to fully customize food shapes, textures, tastes, and forms. You can order online your favorite chocolate bar or snack and 3D print it with a machine at home. The food you're craving will just be a print away.
I'm CLP, holding the vibe. Like, share, hit that subscribe button. And if we're vibing, drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? General style.